Hello, welcome to the fourth dimension. Maria here. I am reading for the sign of Virgo. I've already meditated and prayed over your cards. I asked for the most impactful message you need to know today to come through. I have fake friends and somebody knowing they effed up in the reverse, so they're coming out of a space of denial, or they're stuck in denial, not understanding their side of the street. If you have Virgo in your chart and this doesn't resonate, check out your moon sign, especially if you're over a certain age. They don't realize they made a bad choice. And if you haven't yet, thank you for subscribing if this resonates. Helps us readers or, grow our channel and get our message out. Microscopic footprint. This is hidden energy. Somebody's trying to get out of maybe breaking a contract. They're not seeing that they're in one, or they're reluctant to divorce their other party. They don't realize they're tied to an unfulfilling situation, falling apart. Somebody's falling apart, but it's really falling into pieces, and somebody's watching everything you're doing. It feels very much like revealing. So if it says recording, but it could be a tape, it could be an announcement, it's revealing. It's very much uncovering that final layer of denial, maybe. Maybe they needed to know their other party was in a third party. Like if the feeling I'm getting, and again, this may not resonate for everybody, but if you're in a relationship with somebody else is in a relationship who's willing to leave, you have evidence that the other party is stepping out as well. But it's supposed to happen for the betterment of your good. This is falling apart and falling into place. Virgo. Getting at personal choice. Infinite possibilities. You are sovereign. You're seen as young. You might see or have capability. Don't know who I'm reading for, but you might be being able to see into unseen worlds. You might be into mushrooms or people like gnomes, that sort of thing. It feels like you're very much into the earth or into the magical, because a unicorn's on here, and it makes me feel like you believe in the unseen, like dragons, that sort of thing. Your sign might be tied to a dragon. Animals are very important to you. You might listen to animals or be tied to zodiac signs or Chinese zodiac. Prosperity. Somebody made a bad choice due to past security or the illusion of security. It feels like let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune await you. So whoever I'm reading for is releasing something for the betterment of themselves, even though they're reluctant to, because they realize it's not going anywhere. Could be a job. It's like you're leaning heavily into what the signs that are showing up for you are evident. Like you need to unpack some of this. You might be considered, I feel kind of like with this guardian, you might be in a protective case, or you might be stepping into a job that's a protector, fireman, policeman. You might be going into the military. This feels like, or somebody around you that you're worried about, but this is black mama bear, like black bears, protective, guardian. And it feels like you can't protect this person or the situation. You've given them a heads up. It feels like your confidence and power is allowing you to step into this protective energy. Maybe the people around you are feeling threatened, or the situation is threatening. You're walking into a very magical time. And I love the owl on here because you're wise, and it's very much a different perspective. So owls tend to sit at the highest apex to look down at the arena, the area. Maybe you're dealing with an arena, but you're seeing all the people for who they are in this scenario. You're seeing the masks, the illusion, and your guides are telling you too, like there's a contract that needs to be broken. Maybe you need to step away from a partner. Fake friends also. are maybe telling you to stay with this person, but it's a bad choice for you. It's like you're being called to do something different. Virgo. And Virgo, you're very similar to my energy in Sag. So you might be dealing with a Sag, you might be dealing with a water sign, but it feels, or an Aquarius, Taurus, it feels very much like, yeah, a new chapter. You're like the backpack, like my Sag, I always talk, Dora the Explorer. You might be called to do something different. And there's no debate. You're leaving this person, this situation, this friend, this cycle. You're closing this cycle because you are moving into a different direction. You're finding your own value, your own worth. You are value regardless of your circumstances. Like the circumstances around you makes me feel like this petty group of people want to hold you tightly in this, it could be family. And I feel like you just made a decision. It could be your relationship and friends that are trying to keep you in this network, and you're just like, I got to get out of here. It's a new chapter. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be actually coming together in new ways that suit your next phase of your life. So you've got this twice in your reading that is super heavily like screaming at me. You don't need evidence, although I think you have it, or it's going to be shown as soon as you make this decision to walk away from this partner or partners in crime. I don't know if you are finding out something about somebody's choices that are illegal or not reputable, something you don't want to be tied to, but you're breaking contracts left and right. These are all nefarious, I feel, self-centered actions based on security. Yep. And sometimes when my throat shuts, it's like, they don't, shut up, don't say anything. And I have a truck moving very quickly. It feels like a garbage truck. You might be taking out the garbage. You might be like releasing things in your life that don't serve you. That's kind of the vibe. And it also feels like a U-Haul. So you might be in the middle of a move. You might be talking to somebody about a move. Shine bright. You are, it feels like you've given of yourself in a situation, a scenario. You might have been like a third party to a contract or agreement or project where your creativity is shining bright. And I feel these other people took advantage of it. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling like I need to say that. Do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. I mean it. When I'm on, I'm on. And I feel like I'm telling you, you must leave, because if you're writing a book or a novel or a scenario or a movie script or your own, whatever you're doing with a group of people, you need to run away immediately. Not kidding. These energies are all about covering your light. It's all about nefarious, personal, and I keep using the word nefarious because it's underhanded and it's done in the dark, but you know it will come to light and there will be legal action taken. So whatever that is, I don't know who I'm reading for or what you're doing, don't care. I just feel like the reason this is falling apart is you must let this, like the band, fall apart. You need to move on. You are a solo act. I keep needing to say that. Virgo, you're a solo act and you are walking into the best chapter independently of anybody else, including anybody who's trying to keep you down or take advantage of your secrets, of your secret talents. Not your secrets, but maybe your secrets. Maybe it's your own personal secrets, but your secret talents, because it's for them. You're brushing it off. You're seeing it as no problem, no big deal. I'm leaving this away. God's got you. I feel if it says you're not meant to struggle and fight your way through, drop the concerns of your ego and watch imaginary walls crumble away. You're already won. So you're walking away. These people might be threatening you because that's what it feels like with this recording, is they feel like they got dirt data, like you've been involved in something, possibly a third party. Somebody's betraying somebody else and they don't want it coming out. Outdated thinking, so you're beyond being played, being used in whatever. And I feel like you're going, even if you're financially struggling, you're walking into the best chapter. Last card, simplify life. You're stuck in a place where you feel like you might be tied to a mortgage, a partnership, and you're releasing that. I feel like, because right now it's a struggle, but I feel like that's where you're going as soon as you make the decision. It says life is meant to be simple, lived simply. Don't let superficial energies distract you from your true essence. Simplicity and purity will lift your spirit. I believe that's your card tremendously. Okay, going to the tarot now. These are from the Spirit Animal deck, as well as the Mystic Forest. Love this one, Mystic Forest. So these are your messages that you're currently going through, and Spirit's telling me that you need to stand strong and be okay with the falling apart, because it's actually falling together. That's the overall energy. Don't take this tower negatively. It's for you, not happening to you, because you're walking into a brand new chapter. You're healing star, and I feel very much like you are the star. You are the star of whatever you're putting together. Your faith, your hope, your encouragement, your renewal. This spirituality change is for the betterment of you. It's a good omen. It feels very much like a rejuvenation of that wheel of fortune moving into your positive chapter. And by releasing these people, these contracts, you can move into a new chapter that's going to bring you prosperity. You might be dealing with an Aquarius as well. You might, yeah, it doesn't matter. It just feels very much CEO level, taking the initiative and the steps. This is your card, 8 of Pentacles. It is a Virgo card. So this is working on self, working really, really hard to manifest what you want. It's passion, high energy, standards, raising that bar. You might be apprenticing for a role. If you went to school for nursing, this is the energy I feel like you're going to move quickly through that program, as well as get accolades and move quickly into something higher, whether it be, it's like mastery, skill development. You might be something, it feels very spiritual too. So you might be a tarot reader. You might be an energy, you might be able to transmute energy. Somebody is in their head about you leaving this. There might be a painful, deep wound that you might feel like you're creating for other people, and it's a long-standing relationship I feel you're backing out of. You're putting a lot of hard work and productivity towards this, a lot of discipline. It's responsibility on your shoulders. Feels very much 10 of Wands as well. You might be dropping some burdens. But you are walking into mastering this. The King of Cups came out with the King of Pentacles. You might be dealing with 2 kings. You have to decide which one is bringing you the sun, and you're communicating as such. Somebody's going to approach you, feels like the king, maybe both of them are going to approach you regarding a commitment. I feel like you're also breaking contracts with one for the other, walking away. 8 of Cups, things that don't serve you, death and rebirth, causing a transformation in you. You might be in a meditative state. You might be relaxing, meditating, recuperating, retreating, renewal. And it's forcing you to go within. And it feels like after a heartbreak, after a disappointment, after a separation, maybe you are going through a divorce, maybe a separation of such. Libra with a new Fool with the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to hold back on that one. I just don't feel that's part of your reading. You might be putting a lot of people in the 9 of Swords, or you might be feeling anxious, anxiety-ridden, fearful. But I feel like you're manifesting new opportunities, new partners, new situations. It feels very much like you're ready for a move. Opportunities, skills, you're putting your application out. Even if you have a job, it feels like, even if you're not putting a resume out there, it feels very much like you're open to it. So a conversation, just by you saying this, feels like you're telling the universe, I'm ready for something new. And only through walking away from people that are trying to make you hide your glory, hide your shine, put you in the back seat. You're clearly at the front of the stage, but they're trying to take from you something that is due you. God, like your universal tribe power is going to resolve this. I'm not taking all of this. They're face down, and if they come out, they come out. That's how it works with me. You are struggling, I feel, but finding your way out of a codependent situation. You are listening to your inner feelings, that 5 of Wands. You're focusing on self-care, self-love, and you might feel insecure right now, or you're dealing with somebody who's insecure and wants to hold on to you. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Tell me more. And I feel like you have a brand new beginning, and it feels alone. It feels like you're leaping off the cliff, unsure where you're going to land, but you are running, like diving into the abyss, not seeing the ground, because you're manifesting a financial opportunity, the skill set, the ambition. You're jumping into this thing wholeheartedly. And you're trusting the universe to catch you. Not only did they catch you, but they're awakening you in the process of you being quiet and still through this transformation. You're recognizing people that want to come back and hold on to your energy. Maybe they're going to approach you with a better to believe, like, I got this opportunity that's going to make you $1 billion, whatever. But I feel like you're being inspired to do your own thing as you sever. The other thing I feel for the handful of you in the creative arts, I just want to say that, like, you're like me, very passionate, and whatever you think and you touch comes to fruition. You might be understanding you can finally cut the ties from people. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody to do this. You have nothing but magic surrounding you. That's the vibe. You are the owl, and you're seeing all this. That maybe your inner child, inner wisdom, inner soul tribe are trying to tap you on the shoulder and say, let go for a better life. So if you're reluctant to let go of these friendships, but this is your birthright, nobody can take it from you. And I feel like your blessing won't come until you detach from these people with secure issues, with needing you to be carrying them. You might be approached with somebody who's going through a repo, because I have bank failure looking at me, and it's in the reverse. I don't feel like you are running from anything, but other people are, and they're coming to you for solutions. They might reach out and saying, hey, I'm late. You got $800 to $1,000 to front me. Car problems are coming up. Financial instability is coming up. Somebody wants to move in with you, feels like. They might approach you. You feel like you're trying to move away from a codependent, like, I don't need to rush in and fix anybody else's problems. Makes you feel insecure, I feel. The Emperor in the reverse. So you might be dealing with somebody who's domineering, controlling, lack of discipline, rigid, reckless in their behavior, impulsive. They might be calling or reaching out, trying to sustain a relationship with you that you know is over. You're in the King of Swords, or you're dealing with this reverse Emperor, or a new king. You have 3 kings now. It's almost head over heart. I think this is you, though. I feel like you're knowing your truth. You're using, regardless of how you feel about people and you love them tremendously, I feel like you're being truthful and honest about the situation, that you know it's unrequited, you know it won't go anywhere, and that you're trying to rescue. This is a success for you. I don't feel like you've stood on your ground, your own 2 feet, and told somebody the honest to God truth about how you really feel, but you're happy by yourself. You are also seeing this person. For a handful of you, you might accept this offer and they might move in, and you're telling them, be honest with me, and you have this honest conversation with the King of Swords where they are telling you that you're enough, and this is the thing that you've been waiting to hear. Handful of each. It's very much emotional stability, luxury, gratitude. Somebody's coming in. This is somebody you fought with, or there's a secondary party hanger-on fighting with other people. They see you as nurturing, kind, providing, financially providing for this person. I feel like there's been disagreements, conflict, competition put. There's a third party, like I said at the beginning, that was a delay for your 2 to come together. You are the high priestess. You use your intuition on a daily basis. It feels like you're just trusting your intuition on a daily basis. So you're just listening, which is strengthening your relationship, as well as your intuition and your hits. It's trusting yourself in the situation. Again, not everybody's going to accept this person. Not everybody's going to come back to this relationship, but it's healing regardless. The conversation is healing. I have Cancer on the deck. I have all the air signs here, heavy on the Libra. This person's in their head and full of anxiety. Aquarius is out here again. Leo, Scorpio, again Libra, again Aquarius. So you might be fighting between 2 different, an air sign, a fire sign, or a water sign. Kids are involved, I feel. You maybe adult children, or a handful of you, somebody approached you and said they wanted kids with you, vice versa. You wanted them. Yeah, Ace of Wands, brand new passionate beginning. As you whittle away, it's a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sag could be approaching you too with a new project. You might be looking at a new project, creative, right? It's using that right brain and moving in a different direction, new opportunities. You're, like I said, you're balancing a multiple priorities, time management. You might be getting 2 or 3 different offers, and you're trying to balance which one's best for you. Feels Leo as well, Capricorn, Taurus. I feel like you're financially on your feet. If you were in hardship, you're coming out of it. The 5 of Cups is here, so people, especially heavy on the water because it is a cup card, but people are realizing how they disappointed you or how they're disappointed with your decisions. You're taking your sweet time unpacking this. You're looking at the long-term view. You are persevering and being diligent. You're being meticulous, I hear, before you launch anything or before you make a decision. 4 of Wands in the reverse. It feels very much like the breaking down of a duo and going within, because you might have conflict with others, but it brings forward understanding of inner harmony. So maybe you're breaking up with somebody is creating security in self. That's the kind of vibe I get. It also is like, because you're transitioning, or there's a transition in your 5D, it's also creating enlightenment in your 3D. So because I feel like you are becoming independent, people are sitting in their 8 of Swords. You might be mirroring this person in your 8 of Swords. I'm going to pull a few more clarification. It's not really hitting me as one major aha moment. This is a long-standing, long-time closure of one door so another one can open. Page of Cups. Here comes that communication, telling you how much they love you. Could be the past person, future person, current person, doesn't matter to me. It's just the energy that's surrounding you is Page of Cups. Self-love, giving time of oneself. 7 of Pentacles, we just said that. Unpacking deep in the relationship suitcase to pull out truths about where is this going long-term? Can this sustain? It's also, if it's work related or regarding this project, what's going to suit you in the long term. Queen of Wands, you are stepping in your most successful timeline. Queen of Wands is typically single. She's very passionate. She can be with somebody. It's like they don't wear wedding rings, is what I say. It's not a need on somebody, interdependent, right? So if you align with somebody, they match your energy, but you're in the Queen of Wands. You're in the creative, passionate, forward thinking, put the energy forward, strategic mode, but you're moving forward, and the Tower created this. That's what I'm saying. It's making you, or you found out about, again, somebody coming back. A Leo might be involved, where you might have been put in a third party with somebody that it's also coming out. That's one person I feel like I'm reading for. And you have a competitor, so to speak, in this relationship, which is creating a Tower. You're going to find your inner strength from this. Virgo, I feel like you're making choices and you're standing in your power and your strength, coming into your own understanding of what is for you, won't pass you by. And I feel like you're leaving a situation. I could be wrong. Several of you might stay, but I don't get that. I feel like you're walking into it. Maybe you're just gonna disconnect so you can get back together with this person who had the Tower. That's part of it too. They made the wrong choice. Now they're coming back to tell you they made the wrong choice. 5 of Swords in the reverse, not wanting to fight, not wanting to argue. They come in a peaceful, maybe you're past it. You've kind of resigned to the fact that this argument is not worth fighting for. 3 of Pentacles put you in a third party, but I also think it's work related. So this might be about work or something you're working on. Again, lots of folks, but it's somebody who wants to collaborate with you now with the Page of Wands. A conversation about a new opportunity. You might have spiritual gifts. Again, tarot is a big thing. Witchy witch. You might be very much into the earth, into spirit animals, into that sort of thing. It feels very much like Dungeons, Dragons. I'm sorry, I don't live there, so I don't understand. But I feel like you have tapped into an energy that other people find very attractive, and you might be called the fool to jump into something new as a collaborating person, because the thing you left was falling apart. And it should fall apart because it was nefariously created on the backs of others, for somebody else's glory, not you. And Spirit won't let this happen. They're like, I need to remove you from this energy and put you where you should be, at the front of the stage. I keep seeing you at the front of the stage versus hiding behind the drapes, being a stage hand is kind of what I feel like. I don't know how this resonates with you. I hope this makes sense. But you're moving quickly into the life you're supposed to lead. 10 of Swords, dropping the mental burden of others on you. And it's also releasing anxiety, fear, anger, worry, resentment. 4 of Cups, missed opportunities. 3 of Swords, I just said that. Now you're in the 4 of Swords. So the Spirit's just confirming this and going within. Hierophant, praying. You are completely protected. I love this energy. And it's very much like just going within and trying to say, where am I supposed to be? after this Three of Swords. This may be the Three of Swords, the Tower that you were put in a third party, or that wishes are not fulfilled, or somebody promised you a promotion and they didn't keep their word, or somebody else moved into your spot, so to speak. It's making you go within. The Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, it's what do you want? What are you fighting for? Why are you placed in places of competition when you have it all within you to be at the front of the stage? So if you are new to my channel, I speak energy. I don't speak situational specifics, but I get the sense that you are placed in a competitive cycle to show up for somebody else repetitively, and now the contract's being broken. Things may be falling apart for the other person, but they're actually, or for you, but they're falling into place. So don't be defensive or expect the worst. It feels more like take the lesson. That's the new L. Take the lesson, not the loss. Take the lesson, because it's going to be the betterment for your next chapter, and you're walking into it. Temperance. And this is, I got to be careful on this one. Temperance is going within, meditating and praying. She's somewhat, I have a naked cartoon here, but you can see the rocks, the balance, the zen, the alignment of going within. Very happy girl here, trying to discern balance and equaling her feelings with her knowledge, her intellect and her emotions coming in alignment. And it makes sense. The breakdown needed to happen, because even if you go back to this person and try to rebuild, you didn't unpack all the stuff in your suitcase to really heal from all that. And so you might take those hurts with you, or that anger with you, or that injustice, it feels like injustice, with you. And I don't feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Page of Pentacles, you're going to find a new opportunity. I feel like you're reading, you're discovering some things, you're seeking knowledge. She is super focused. You might be a redhead, you might be dealing with a redhead. It feels very much like an alchemist, somebody who's like a magical. Could be the dark arts, I don't care. It feels very witchy. And when I say witchy, earth-like. So somebody might believe in earth magic, lighting candles, water magic, mirror magic. They believe in all the stuff and the things out in the esoteric. And it's regarding a King of Cups. You might be having a conversation, but it feels like somebody who now is showing up emotionally balanced, trying to make it right with the equalizing of the it feels like justice. Like I said, something you felt was injustice is now finding justice. So somebody giving you your props, asking for forgiveness, wanting to collaborate, lots of communication back and forth between you two. Any water sign, doesn't have to be, but it feels like somebody who is, it doesn't have to be a water sign, it just feels like somebody who's out of balance or not emotionally intelligent is coming to this truth that either they were in an unyoked situation or you were, that the relationship itself was unyoked and they had to come back. Eight of Pentacles, working on self to heal this Three of Swords. Nine of Pentacles, lots of communication, and it's forward movement of a relationship, the restoration of a relationship for you. Virgo, this is what I got for you. I'm kind of being told to stop, so I'm not supposed to uncover still the Knight of Pentacles. I feel it's because you have to unpack some of this stuff, and you have to get real with the manipulation and the hurt and the third party and the breaking of the stuff and the contracts. And a third party doesn't have to be a human. It could be two people competing for a job. It could be two people competing for whatever. It doesn't matter. I feel like you're unpacking the truth about your gifts right now. And I feel like for the handful of you that are been placed in a third party, I feel like you're having a conversation and getting some answers this week, maybe. This Tower is creating enlightenment for you to go within and discern what's going on and heal. It feels very healing. So if you want to have a personal reading, either hit the link below and you can schedule a time that works for you, or you can email me at fourthdimensiontarot@gmail.com and we'll schedule a time. I do have a channel called School on Saturdays. If you want to join us, you can learn how to read some tarot. And again, before you leave, hit that subscribe button and follow for more content, because I'm erratic sometimes about how often and frequent I can get this up on YouTube. So love and light to each and every one of you. Appreciate all that you do and your following. So very grateful. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.